Hi everybody, it's Diana with stampingwithdie.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel and this week's Mimeograph Monday with a twist. I'm going to do a super cute card with the share a milkshake, and it has a matching die, and we actually used it for one of the guts for the month of July, so it's fun to use that again. I'm also going to be using one of the new what is it called, Patchwork Pieces die. Oh my gosh, if you don't have this die, you're going to want to grab it. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona. So thank you so much for joining me today. And if there's ever anything you want me to show, always let me know. And I think that's all I wanted to chatter about at the beginning. So I need to adjust my camera. So close your eyes for a second while I get adjusted there. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a card out of the main catalog. So Mimeograph Monday with a twist basically means I'm going to case a project out of the catalog, and then I'm going to do a twist on it. So that means I'm going to be doing two cards today, and the card I'm going to be doing is this one right here, and it is so adorable, and it has quite a few things going on with it once I got making it. And here is the recipe. So if you want the recipes for the catalog, just go to my website. It's over here, and you can see on the top it'll say current catalogs. If you click on that, it will open up another page, and then you can get the recipes so that if you want to make things from the catalog, you can as well. All right, so let's see. Let me get what I'm using here. So this is the share a milkshake. It is so cute, and it's just two-step. Like this right here is like a two-step. This is as well. It's just really fun. And then it has the die. So it has this coordinating die that goes with it, with lots of fun pieces, some hearts, cherries, a spoon, you name it, chocolate. You gotta love that. So I'm using that as well. And then here is that Patchwork Pieces. And so it is just, it's an amazing little die. So this was actually the first time I played with it. So hopefully I'll give you a couple tips when you're using it. All right, so I just have some pieces that I'm going to stamp on because I actually did the die cutting ahead of time just to, you know, to speed it up. All right, so let me see what we're doing here. All right, so this is just some scrap. So we're going to use bubble gum. Bubble gum. I don't know why I keep calling it bubble gum. Probably because it looks like bubble gum, but it's bubble bath. Sweet sorbet. We're also using lemon lime twist and pool party. So let's get bubble gum stamped. So we're going to do the milkshake glass, and I'm going to do the solid one first, but we want to stamp it off because we're going to use the same color. So I'm just going to stamp this off lightly, and then I'm going to go over to my paper, and I'm going to stamp that so you kind of see it in the background. And then we're going to go solid with this piece here that has all the detail on it. So now you have all the detail going on your glass. So we're going to do that glass again. So I'm going to clean it off camera. I only have so much room on my desk. And by keeping the camera down, you see a little better than if I have the camera way up so you see my whole desk. It's just easier. So I just clean it off camera. All right, so now we have the lemon lime twist. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to ink up the solid one, stamp it off just quickly, and then we'll do the same thing. We're going to do the solid, over top. And you can see through. If it doesn't get on there exact, it's not a big deal. All right, so we have our 2 glasses. And then I'm going to wash these again because when I do my twist, I did a different color. And it's just a good habit to get into cleaning your stamps once you're done with them. All right, so I also want, let's see, Sweet Sorbet. I'm trying to remember what all I need to stamp. Okay, we have our cute little cherry. So we're going to do a cherry. We're going to do some green ice cream or bubbles or milkshake, whatever. So we've got our lemon lolly milkshake. Now I'm cleaning this because I also want a bubble bath. We have a bubble bath. Okay. Let's see, what else do I want? I also want some straws. We have this cute little straw in here. And I'm going to do a Sweet Sorbet straw. And then I'm going to wash it. And then we're also going to do a pool party straw, as well as an ice cream. Now I'm just stamping these kind of all over because we're going to go in and use the die and cut these out. All right. So that's what we need. So we have our 2 glasses, 2 straws, 3 ice creams, cherry. I think that's all I need. So then I'm going to go over to my cut and emboss, and I'm going to cut them out with the die. And whoop, look at that, magical. Magical, magical. So here are my pieces. Look how magical that was. Don't you wish you could clean your house, do your laundry that fast? All right. So we have Pool Party is our card and base. I also did some hearts. And this is that new holographic paper. I try not to look at it too much because sometimes when I look at shiny things like this, it brings on, I get ocular migraines, and sometimes that just sets me off. So I'm just trying not to look at it. All right. So I apologize if that bothers you as well. Okay, so we have our piece that's going to go on the inside. So this is that really fun. We have some new DSP that is, you get all the colors, right, in one pack. So this is really, really cute. And I only had 1 pack. So now I have a bunch more on order because it is adorable. Because the polka dots are kind of, they're not these perfect polka dots. They're kind of really, really fun looking. And even the stripes look kind of shabby and everything. So I love that. And the packs are really fun because you get all of the color families. Let me show you where those are. So those are in the catalog. Let me find my little post-it thingies. So these are let me get to the right page, right here. So this is where you're going to find these packs. So you have in color 6x6, and then you have the different years, so make sure you pick the correct year. And then when you go to here, you get the brights, neutrals, regals, and subtles. And again, just choose the right color. And these are the subtles, is where I'm getting this pool party from. I'm also going to be using some of the vellum basics, and that's on that page as well. Okay, so that was a little, what would that be called? That was almost like a little commercial in between. Okay, so I'm just cutting off these edges. Right. So this is just going to get stuck to the inside of the card. I didn't stamp anything in the inside That way I can use it later for something else. Okay. Then the fun part. All right, so let's put our card over here. Then I also have this piece. Now this piece is cut, it's a different kind of shape than I normally would do, but this is what was in the catalog. It is the same length as the card, so it's 5.5 by 3 3/4. So it's just, it comes in here, but it's the same length as that. And this is what we're going to put this awesome die on first. And a little tip for you is when you die cut them out, I just kind of slide a, you can tell I messed that one up. It wiggled around. But I just slid that piece of paper under there so it keeps them together, because they do stay attached by that center piece right here, but it is delicate. Like if you wiggle too much, it will come apart. All right, so I'm just going to close my ink pads really quickly. All right. So this one takes a little longer than you think. I was almost tempted to only do one card and not do the twist, but I'm like, nope, I'm doing the twist. I'm going to challenge myself. Okay, so when we're putting this together, one of my tricks is you want to do your corners first. So we're going to get our glue dot. So we have a corner piece here. So I just put my finger on this tiny little dot there, and then I just snap it loose. So they have this put on kind of, they didn't worry too much about them being straight. So I'm just putting my corners on first. So I'm just going back and forth. Now what I would do, if you were making more of these, I would actually make them all at the same time. So I would have another one sitting there, and then I would pull this one and put in the corner. So they would just be the alternative, but then you wouldn't have all these loose ones that I'm going to end up having. All right, so then we want this one here. So again, I'm just holding my finger there so I can snap this loose from this, you know, the little pattern here. And then this is that really fun vellum basics. So I'm going to come up here and put that there. So then I want my corner one over here, and I want to make sure I'm not doing the wrong one, because I do believe it's this one that got loose on me. Hang on a minute, I'm just going to check. Yep, it's this one that strayed and got loose. All right, so that's what I mean. Just slide that paper up underneath there, and then it's easier to move them around. All right, so we have this one. Okay, and then we want this one. So that's there. And then we'll just fill in back and forth, back and forth. All right. So like I said, you know, Stampin' Up! Didn't make them be perfect, so I'm not really making them be perfect either. Okay, so now we want this one here. So that one's going to go here, and this one's going to go here. So I'm just doing it like I'm dry fitting it. You know how I always say that? Just in case I boo-boo, all right? Just in case I make a mistake, then I can adjust it accordingly without it being glued. And I'm only putting that little glue dot just to hold them in place, just quickly, and then I will glue them better once I have them. But see what I mean, why they kind of get loose after you are messing with them a little bit? So if you just keep doing another card with these other pieces, it's better. All right, and then that's gonna go there. But look how fun this is. Oh my gosh, it is so So cute. All right, so that was there. Now I want this one. And this one. There we go. So see, I have all these loose pieces. So these would actually make another card. So this one stayed together a little bit better. The vellum, it doesn't tear as easy, you know, as the DSP does. So I'm going to be really gentle with these and not waste them so that I can do another card with them. Okay, so now we have all these. So then I'm just going to quickly, the ones that are loose, and I'm only putting that glue dot in the corner because it's going to get hidden by the ice cream. All right. So these ones are just kind of wiggly wobbly because it's a fun ice cream card. I was a little more strategic, is a word. That sounds like a big person word. I was a little more strategic when I put my twist ones. All right, so again, just in the corner, like that. That one's already glued. So see what I mean? It just takes a little bit longer maybe than a normal. But I just loved this card, and I thought, you know what, maybe somebody else saw it in the catalog and was wondering, I wonder how they did that card, because this is a new die. In fact, when I was looking through the catalog the first time, I didn't even notice it till I saw it in the corner there. And then I was like, oh, what is that? Like, for one thing, it's got stitches. You know me, I love things with stitches. So it has these fun stitches, and it's just really, really cool. And if you like to quilt, it kind of reminds me of quilting. All right, so that goes there, and I just want to make sure. Yes, okay, they're all stuck. But I do want to tack them down a little bit better than just strictly a glue dot. So I'm going to take my green tip glue. This is just our Tombow Multi. I put it in a little Amazon bottle. You can just look, needle nose applicator, I think they are, and then I just fill it up. So I'm just putting a little bit of the green tip glue back here, but what's nice about this vellum, because you know vellum, you have to be very, very careful how you put adhesive because it shows through. Well, this vellum has these darker vellum spots. So if you put your adhesive, just a thin little bit along those, see those stripes, you're not going to see it as much, and it's just easier. So this is really, really fun. Oop, I already glued that. It's really, really cute vellum. So I'm just putting a little bit along that dark line, and again, so I'm just going quick with it because the milkshakes are gonna go on top of here, so that's also gonna hold this down, but I just want to tack it down just a little bit better. So luckily you can't smell my breath. That sounds gross. I don't even know why I said it. I have no filter. But Jeff made, what did he call it? Frito pie, which are kind of like tacos with Fritos or whatever. Oh my gosh, they were so good. But I'm like, I probably have Cheeto breath. Okay, so we have, so what kind of things do you like to cook that's quick? Because I told him, I says, I swear, I get in my studio and time goes so fast because he had to run to the store. And he was back from the store. And I swear, I'm like, you're back already? And then he's like, yep. Yeah. Then he started lunch. And before you know it, he was in my studio going, lunch is ready. And I'm like, what? It seems like I was barely in here. So he says time time stops or something when I get in my studio. Only in here though. Okay, so now we have this really cute little pattern here. So we'll bring our card over, and this is going to go on here. So let's just get that adhered onto there, just so it's ready to go. And it just has, is that a 1/4 of an inch on each side? I don't know. All right, so that's super good. Then we have our ice creams. Or I don't know why I keep calling them ice creams. They're milkshakes. All right, so we have our milkshakes. So I'm just going to take my little, because sometimes there's still a little, I think you call them chads. Just sometimes it has a little tiny bit of paper hanging. So this is just one of the little pick tool add-ons. And I just have, I have a bunch of pick tools, so I don't have to like take this off, because you just unscrew it and you put a different head on it. But I just have enough so I don't have to take it off. They're just all ready to go. All right, so now that's better. So we have our sundae. So I'm going to put this on with our milkshake. Okay, so this is going to go over here, right over top. And this one has the bubble bath ice cream. And I'm going to use dimensionals, which are right here. And I'm going to put that on with dimensionals. But let me get my spoon. I want to stick my spoon in it before I put my dimensional. Just bend that back a little bit and stick that spoon in there. And then we'll put our dimensional. So that will keep the milkshake on there, but it also will hold the spoon. Because see, it's holding the spoon just a little bit. All right, so that's going to go on here. This one also has a cherry, and I'll just put that on with the dimensional. Okay. Then we have our bubble bath one. And it kind of goes like that. So we're going to put this on with dimensionals too, or whatchamacallits, glue dots too. And kind of like that. Then we have our ice cream. Now this one has the straw. So the red straw, if I could pick it up, the sweet sorbet straw. So we're going to slide that in like that. Okay. So same thing, but this time we have ice cream that's sticky. Like I have 2 milkshakes. So this goes on here. And we're going to stack that other milkshake on top of this one. So we've got milkshake here. So this one is going to get stacked, if I can pick it up, on top of here. So I don't want to put my dimensionals on here, like this part, because then it'll be all like crooked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my dimensional here, which will hold that milkshake on there. But then it's the same height as this, you know, here, and it just visually looks better. We also have that pool party straw, and he's going to get tucked in here. So I'm going to take a glue dot and just put it in there with a glue dot. And I could have stuck it on the back of the ice cream too, for that matter. All right, so there's that. You are so cute. Now, one thing I didn't do yet was the greeting. Now, the greeting, we're going to do some, whatchamacallit, heat embossing. So I need my Versamark and our Life is Sweeter with You. Let me get this open. Ugh. So I have my heat gun off camera already glued in or plugged in. Alright, so Life is Sweeter with You. And this is just a 1-inch strip, which is perfect for that greeting. And then we're just going to sprinkle our white embossing powder on there. Put the lid on here. And tap it off. Looks good. It's very important to close this so we don't blow it all over the desk. Ask me how I know. Okay, so let's see here. Get my heat gun. So this will be a little noisy. Just let it get, doesn't take long for it to get hot. Alright, and then we're just going to heat set it. So once this starts to turn, and right now it's kind of like a matte finish, but as this turns, it turns into this white, shiny embossing, then you know to move on to the next section. So see how that's changing as we move along. And it doesn't take long at all. Alright, so now it's important to unplug. Let's see, make sure I unplug the right one. I don't want to unplug my fan. Alright, let's see here. Okay. So I unplug that. Yep, okay. It's just a good habit to get into. Have you ever curled your hair and then you leave to go to the grocery store and halfway there you go, oh my gosh, did I unplug my curling iron? I have done that a few times. Alright, so we're just going to trim this. I just used my scissors, not because it's pretty, it's just a straight cut. So we have Life is Sweeter with You. So let's bring our card over. I also am going to put some baker's twine. And this is the, there's like a multi-pack. And that's from there. I just put it on the little wooden bobbin just because it's cute like that. Alright. So this is going to go kind of about here. So I'm going to take a glue dot. And I'm just going to pinch that glue dot around there. And then we're going to put it on our Milkshake. And just kind of make these ends stick out. And then this is going to get dimensionaled right over top. So just like I was strategic, the word of the day, strategic with my glue dots for the ice cream, I'm going to do the same thing for this greeting as well. So I'm going to put 2 on the side. But then over here, I don't want to put it here because then you never know where it's actually going to rest, and it could be crooked, right? So what I want to do is, I know I'm going to put it here, so I'm going to put my dimensional over here. And this way it's avoiding that baker's twine. Okay, and then we can lay this right like this, and there is your cute little Life is Sweeter with You. And then you could trim your tails if you want. Now let's put these little hearts on. So these are that holographic. Now the holographic paper, that comes with that astronaut. So if you are looking for this, it's part of the astronaut. You don't have to buy it, with the astronaut, but it is part of that. Alright, so we are going to just stick these on with some green tip glue and one over here. Alright, so let's get this big guy, get that out of the way. So he's going to go there, and then I got my finger right in that one. Alright, so this is going to go here, and the little one goes on there. And so it's super cute because you can see it, how it catches the light. And we have like foil, foil paper would work. You could even, just use some sweet sorbet. It would look cute with just red hearts, but that's what they did in the catalog. So there's the catalog version. All right, so now I'm just gonna clean my desk space up just a little bit, and we will get to my twist. All right, let's get ready for the twist. Now I added a different die, so we're also using scalloped contours. And I also added some more DSP because I love this with the bubble bath. So let me show you where this DSP came from. So this is that awesome, delightfully eclectic. So this is like a super thick pad. It's got 48 sheets over the regular 12 sheets, and they're just adorable. So you get 4 each of 12 double-sided. So that's where this paper came from. So it's similar but not. All right, so let's see here. So just like before, we want to keep our things together. So see how I've kept those together, and then this is our pieces. All right, so I already stamped ahead of time. You don't need to see me stamp these and then die cut, but I did change the cherry a little bit. So let me show you the cherry, because I wanted my stem not to be red. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take our cherry and we're going to put it in the corner. We're just going to ink the cherry up in the corner in the sweet sorbet. If it gets a little bit on there, I think I did pretty good. You can take your blender pen, and you can clean that stem off, and then just go like this to get that off. And then we're just going to take early espresso, and we're going to take the brush side, and I'm going to ink up just the stem. And now our cherry has a dark stem, and I kind of like that a little bit better. And then I die cut that out. Now, another little trick for the die in regards to that, hold on a second. I covered up my dies. When you cut out the cherry, I was thinking about this when I was cutting them out. All right, when you cut, so hopefully you'll be able to see this, but when you cut out the cherry, you're going to line this up. There's a little hole there, which helps you push it out, like, if the paper sticks, you just push that out there. But what you also want to do is you want to look through it when you're lining up to cut. So like, see right here, I can't see anything in that circle, but if you move it, you go, oh, look, there's my stem. You can see your stem in the circle. Then you know that you have it lined up so that when you die cut it out, it's going to be a pretty even circle around there. So that is another little trick as well. Okay, so let's just get our stamping done, and then we can just assemble. So this also... So if you don't have a pick tool with accessories, because I guess I just get a little particular. Okay, so there's that. I want my glass. So we're going to do lemon lime twist, and here is that scallop contour. So we're going to go just like we did before, stamp it off lightly. And then we're going to stamp right on this scallop contour shape. And this way, we only had to die cut out a few things instead of having to die cut out everything. All right, and then again, this is solid this time. Right on top there. Okay. And then we're going to put our greeting. So I want that just to dry just a little bit before, dry, before I stamp on it. So while that's drying, let's glue our inside. Just because if that ink is a little bit wet, sometimes the, because I'm going to stamp sorbet over top of it. So I want this to be good and dry so that my sorbet is more clearer when it stamps. So just give it a second. All right. So we're just going to glue this over top. This time I'm going to put this on the side of my card on the inside. Look how cute that stripes is. I almost did the stripes instead of this, but then I was like, oh, but if the stripes are going different which ways, I wasn't sure. So then I chose to go with this, and I ended up liking this. But you could do any of the patterns, really. And it might have been fine. Who knows? But, all right, cut those off. I am going to stamp on the inside of this one, though, because I used a different greeting on the outside. All right, so we want our sweet sorbet. So the inside at this time is going to say, life is sweeter with you, because I want the outside to say something different. All right, so life is sweeter with you. So cute. And then let's bring this over. I need my little mat here. Here we go. Okay, so that should be good and dry. So this time, because I'm using the smaller scallop, and when I stamped when I was making my sample or whatever, I was going to go life is sweeter, but it was really close to the edge because I used the smaller of the scallop that comes in the scallop contours. So I just changed my greeting, and this one looks even cuter, and it fits right in there. So you're the cherry on top. Try to make it straight. All right, so you're the cherry on top. And now we can just put our card together. So we'll set that aside. So just like before, we're going to do our quilt kind of pieces. Now this time I made this piece be smaller. Let me move these out of the way. So I made these pieces be smaller, but we're going to do the same thing as we did before. So I'm going to take my glue dots that are hiding. It's almost time to get some new glue dots. All right, hang on a second. So let's do our corners. So I find it easier to do the corners first. And this time I'm going to be a little more particular on my edges. I don't want them to be what, cattywampus? Is that a word? Sometimes I say stuff and I'm like, okay, I hope I didn't swear in another language. All right, so we'll do this corner. Actually, that isn't a corner, is it? Hang on a second. I want this one. This one. Okay. So down here on the corner. And then I'm just using this corner as a guide so that they're pretty much even. And then we want this one. So again, I would make a whole other card so you're not wasting these pieces. Right, so again, make my corners be a little bit more particular. And then our paper. And you have seen me use this paper quite a bit because it is just so adorable. I love these little flowers on this and all the, I think any DSP that has that bubble gum is one that is just, or bubble bath. I need to get a rubber band. Every time I say bubble gum, I should snap my arm. Isn't Isn't that horrible? Okay, so then we're just going to go back and forth just like we did before. All right, so this one is going to go here. Then this one goes here. So if you're stamping with a friend, they could have the opposite pieces, right? If you're like doing stuff with a friend, they could take the pieces that you were not using. So there. I'm just putting them, you know, like I always say, dry fitting them, and then I'll be more specific when I glue them, but I just want to make sure I'm not messing them up. I'm putting them in the wrong spot. Alright, good. So all these pieces, again, just be really gentle with them, and then you can make another card. So now we can glue. Alright, so now I'm going to glue these. So I'm going to speed the video up a bit because you don't need to hear me blabber while I glue these. So I got all those glued, and look how cute it is. Oh my gosh. So if you did, you could even like run this through the embossing folder, and then it would like squish them down, and it would give them like a quilty look, but I'm just leaving it as is. Okay, then this is gonna glue on the white. Like that. So this was 3 3/4. I need to get a different seal. This was 3 3/4 by 5. This bubble bath is what I glued these on, compared to 3 3/4 by 5.5, which was the first card. All right, so let's bring our card over. So to me, that's kind of more my layers. I like my layers to be even, where the first card from the catalog, they had it just, you know, it just had it on the side, so it was just different way of doing it. All right, but like I said, my twists are never trying to be better, they're just more my style, and using the catalog as my starting point or my idea. All right, so look how cute this is. So adorable. So let's bring this over, and we'll put our ice cream together. All right, so this is going to go on with dimensionals. Okay. And I like to put one in the center so that the center doesn't sag. I love that lemon lime. Now, even though there was no lemon lime used in this DSP, this is like an old olive. It might have, what is that other green? Shaded spruce maybe, but it still has green. So I went with it. I wasn't worried too much that it wasn't in here, because I wasn't going to do old olive for my milkshake glass. Okay, so then we have our next Milkshake. So it's going to go in there. So I'm putting a little bit more dimension and fun on this one. We also want another spoon on our pool party. So this was pool party, lemon lime, sweet sorbet, and bubble bath were the colors I used there. And then here's the cute little cherry that I made the stem be a different color. So I'm going to put it like this only because I kind of want to cover up this little line. So see how there's like this really fun little split? So you can stick your spoon in there, you can stick your cherry in there. There's hearts, there's the straw. So I just kind of want to not see that. So I'm going to go angly. So I'm going to put my dimensional right there. So that will hold this on. And if I find that I need to put more here, I can slide one under there. And I'm just going to cut one in half. So I don't need a whole one underneath here. There we go. All right, so we've got our little spoon, and let's put our cherry on. So what do you think? Do you like the cherry with the dark stem, or do you like it all in one color? Do you even eat the cherries? If you go and get a sundae and there's a cherry on there, do you eat the cherry? Do you say, I don't want a cherry? Do you throw away the cherry? All right, so let's see the difference between these two cards. Now, I didn't put any ribbon or anything on there. I could have definitely put some bling, but this paper, there's a lot going on, so I just kind of left it. I mean, if I put bling, it would just, I think it would just get lost. So you've already got the shiny spoon in there, so I think that was enough. All right, so here is the two. So here is the catalog version, and then here is my twist. So it's really the same card. I always say that, but it's different. But definitely you can see where my inspiration came from, and I just love it. I just love it so much. So let's see here. So here's the one I did earlier. They look very, very similar. Same with that one. Sometimes I stray a little bit during the live. All right, so let me see you later, alligator. All right, so what do you think? I love it. So yeah, I could have put Wink of Stella. There's a lot of things I coulda, shoulda, woulda, but I just love it. So I want to play with that die because there's also a swoopy one. So I want to give that a shot. But now I have to make 4 more cards, right? Or no, 2. Oh my gosh, I'm horrible at math. I'm a stamper, not a math person. No, I think it's 2, right? I'll do 2 more cards. Yeah, with those extra pieces. So anyways, all right, so I'm going to say see you later. I will see you tomorrow for my Teach Me Tuesdays 182, and that will be 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. Thanks so much for spending some time with me. I know I went a little longer than normal, but there was quite a bit of stuff to do on those cards, wasn't there? Do you think you're going to get that die? I hope so. If you do, let me see what you did with it, okay? All right, so have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. All right, bye for now.